I'm John.
And I'm Lisa.
And we are Spinning Flames.
Spinning flames! Spinning flames!
Welcome to Spinning Flames, episode 9. And this is going to be the singles movie soundtrack that we're going to focus on tonight, which means what genre?
Grunge.
Grunge. Feeling kind of grungy tonight. We've got a few good clips for you tonight. We're going to talk all about grunge, not so much about the movie, although we will refer to it. We'll be referring to the soundtrack and, of course, Cameron Crowe, who is responsible for both the movie and the curation of the soundtrack and did it at the right time.
All right. I know you're very excited about this episode.
I am.
He's all about the grunge.
All about the grunge. I mean, I will say that that time is one of my favorite times in all of music. I feel like there was this amazing surge of music from the late 60s into the mid 70s. And I feel like, you know, from pretty much 1990 to 1995 was another amazing wave of music. And grunge music, for whatever that term is worth, was a huge part of that.
And you probably feel about grunge the way I do about hair metal.
I do, because obviously I love hair metal, but not to the depth of grunge.
Yeah. And grunge kind of did away with hair metal, right? Didn't they kind of stomp all over it?
You do look angry. This is probably why you know so little about grunge, despite being the same age as me.
I don't want to know.
No, but well, let's see. Who are you familiar with?
Okay, so Pearl Jam. Of course, Smashing Pumpkins.
Wait. Smashing Pumpkins? See, that therein lies the question, is Smashing Pumpkins grunge? They're not from the Pacific Northwest. They're from Chicago. But continue, please.
Okay. Is Candlebox grunge? Because I love Candlebox.
Okay, here's another one. Candlebox moved to Seattle right as grunge was bursting big. And their style of music, I wouldn't call it grunge, but really what is grunge? I would say Candlebox, not grunge, but great 90s rock band.
So then, wait a minute. So is grunge only bands that came from mainly a certain area, and that's embalms the...
Embalm? What does grunge and embalming have to do with each other?
Well, it killed metal.
I was embalmed.
It embalmed all of my...
I was embalmed in New England.
big hair metal people.
It embalmed the big hair metal people. Some of them look embalmed today, actually. Yes. A lot of them look like our aunts. But, and they're men. They're men. But anyway.
Did you say aunts?
They look like our aunts. They were like, well, no, I'm sorry.
My
Our
aunt is
do not look
gorgeous.
embalmed. What I meant was a lot of the hair metal guys look like aunts and grandmothers now. They really do. John Bon Jovi looks like one of the Golden Girls when he wears the faux turtleneck. Poor Ozzy in his final days. A lot of these guys look like aunts. Steven Tyler, Auntie Steven Tyler, Auntie Tyler.
Old aunts, because some aunts can be young and look young. Old aunts.
Old cool aunts. Don't embalm your aunts. I think that's the story tonight. So anyway, let's get back to it. So you were upset that grunge came and smacked that shit known as hair metal off the stage.
Yes. It's like, why couldn't we have both side by side? Why couldn't we have the grunge and their followers and then the hair metal continue and their followers? Like, why was it one or the other?
That's not how it worked. To me, it was also a cultural shift. It was a shift in a time of politics. It was a shift in culture. It was really not just that the sound showed up. The sound was in the underbelly of the Pacific Northwest. But then that disenchantment with the government, with society, with everything, it welled up at a time that needed it. Grunge would have never worked in the 80s. It was a very bubblegum, everybody's happy-go-lucky, the economy was great time.
I love the 80s.
I know you love the 80s. I love the 80s too, but not as much as you. You almost look sad. All right, let's talk about the bands you do like from grunge, though. Which ones do you like?
Okay, well, I do like Pearl Jam. I do like, if we want to call Candlebox. I know some songs of Stone Temple Pilots. Who else? Let me look at my notes here. Temple of the Dog.
Yep.
Yeah, there was one or two songs I know of theirs. Like, I might know a couple songs from each artist, even ones that you mentioned, but I don't know, I just never like jumped on board with it wholeheartedly, but I loved some of those songs a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
What about, you mentioned two of the big four. So there's always called the big four, and that would be two of them you mentioned. No, you mentioned one of them. Pearl Jam.
Soundgarden.
Yep.
Did I mention Soundgarden?
No.
Ah.
My second favorite band on the planet after Led Zeppelin, which is Soundgarden. So, and who else? So Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. Nirvana, of course.
Yep.
And?
Temple of the Dog.
Well, that's more of a, we'll talk about that. That's more of a project.
Candlebox.
They're not grunge.
Stone Temple Pilots.
They're from San Diego. They're from
Alice
Chicago.
in Chains.
Bing, 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 bing. Alice in Chains.
Okay,
Yes.
forgot about them.
So from Seattle, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Alice in Chains. But before all that, let's get down to who Cameron Crowe is. Yes. So Cameron Crowe, as you may know, was a teenage writer for Rolling Stone magazine. As a teenager, he was interviewing the likes of Carlos Santana, Bob Dylan, the Grateful Dead, and then he made that autobiographical movie about himself called Almost Famous. You probably also know him from the movie Say Anything, right?
In your eyes.
The light, the heat, your eyes, I want to eat.
Shall we?
Yes, then we'll get back to Cameron Crowe in a moment. So this first wing here is the green sauce. This is jalapeno business, baby.
Ah, where's that from?
Okay, so hopefully the guy finds us. You came to my corporate job in North Quincy about 3 years ago, and you were making Mexican food, tacos, I believe. And you had 3 of your own hot sauces. And this is one of the 3, jalapeno business. And I think you're from the South Shore of Massachusetts, where we are today.
Very cool.
All right, so we're going to do that one first.
All right.
And see if you think it's hot, medium, or mild and up in your business.
Oh, yeah. Jalapeno. Getting in my business. But on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 3 or 4. It's a 4. Very jalapeno-y. That's why it's called what it is, obviously.
Point made, point made.
I don't taste anything else. I just taste jalapeno business. What do you think?
I really love the flavor of this. This is it's not a runny sauce. It's a chunky sauce. It is really good. It's got a lot of kick for what I would consider a mild. Like for me, that's a strong 3.
Jalapeno drink, too.
Now this looks more like radioactive chemicals, which it probably is. Can I get a napkin, please, ma'am?
Sure.
Thank you. Glad I didn't get a flour napkin. Well, no, that would have been nice, right? So anyway,
Episode.
yes, another episode. So Cameron Crowe, as we mentioned, Rolling Stone magazine, Say Anything. Well, Warner Brothers gave him some money to when they saw the script. They said, you know what, we're going to let you make this movie because you were very successful with a romantic comedy and Say Anything. You want to make this movie about Seattle and the music scene and the single life there. I think it's great. Said someone at Warner Brothers, I think. I said, I think it's great, like I work for Warner Brothers. I do not. I don't have that kind of money. But I will say the reason he wanted to make this movie, so he is married to Nancy Wilson of Heart, the guitar player with the blonde hair. What's that?
No, I said amazing. I love her.
Yeah, she's great. Obviously, the Wilson sisters are incredible. They're on this soundtrack. But he got married to her. And they moved to Seattle, which is where the Nancy and Wilson sisters, where Ann and Nancy Wilson are from. They're from the Pacific Northwest, from the Seattle area. And anyway, so they moved up here to where she's from, and Cameron fell in love with the local music scene. Absolutely in love with it. He loved the culture. He loved the music clubs, the coffee shops, the bars, the bands. And he said, wow, there's this incredible undercurrent of music that feels like it's going to burst. And I want to capture this before it does.
It's like he had a crystal ball, huh?
It's like he had a crystal ball, but there are critics who said, oh no, Cameron Crowe capitalized on the explosion of grunge. No, he didn't. He actually filmed this movie before it broke open. He was like 6 months behind when Nirvana finally came through with Smells Like Teen Spirit. So really, Warner Brothers postponed the movie by 1 year because they wanted to ride the wave of grunge, and they figured that this would do it. So the soundtrack came out in June of 1992, and the movie, I believe, came out in September of 1992. The soundtrack includes original songs found nowhere else by Pearl Jam, Chris Cornell. You actually have Jimi Hendrix on here, who's from Seattle.
Wow.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yes, Jimi Hendrix is from Seattle.
I wouldn't have him from Seattle.
Yep. And I know you love the song that's on here. It's The Battle of Evermore by Led Zeppelin,
Yep.
covered by the Wilson sisters.
The Wilson sisters. That was amazing cover.
Yep.
They did great.
So Wood by Alice in Chains
Yep.
is one that you really
I really
enjoy,
like
right?
that song. Yes.
Did you know that my band covered that song?
I heard, but I never saw. Can we see now?
We can see it now. This is my band, the IV, but playing as the Grungies on Halloween 2018. So, what'd you think?
Funny. Good. Good.
Yeah, just
funny
like
because of the way you guys look.
the wigs and stuff. I
But
know.
you guys
we really
are
got
so
into
good.
it.
You are good.
Thank you.
I love that.
We had a lot of fun. We basically, I came up with the idea that our band dresses like a grunge band, and we played 12 grunge covers across all these different bands that night, but we pretended we were the band that wrote, recorded, and made hits out of all those songs. We were the Grungies.
That's so much fun.
And we were getting together for a 25th anniversary show that we haven't played together in 25 years. Like, we played the whole thing out.
Wow.
It was fun. Anyway, so back to Seattle. So Cameron Crowe writes the script, the screenplay, and then he winds up changing it. And the reason he changed it is because this band called Mother Love Bone, that was about to break big, like just the next day, they were going out on a national tour. Their debut album was coming out. They were going to be the biggest band out of Seattle. But then lead singer Andrew Wood, unfortunately, succumbs to addiction right on the streets of Seattle, and the band breaks up. You've heard Mother Love Bone, though, right?
Yeah, I have. I really like them. They kind of remind me of they have like Guns N' Roses kind of vibe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just that Andrew Wood was such an enigmatic frontman. He actually had like a little bit of Elton John and Freddie Mercury in him, but he had a bit of Axl Rose in him as well. He was, quite amazing.
Would have been huge, right?
He would have been huge.
He would have been huge.
They would have been huge.
Yep.
We're going to show you a little clip by Mother Love Bone right now. So yeah, that's,
Wow.
you can see the stardom in him.
Pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing. What happened after Mother Love Bone broke up after the death of Andrew Wood? Do you know where some of those guys scattered to?
You're asking me?
I am asking you, ma'am.
Seattle.
They're all from Seattle.
A different part of
They
Seattle.
went to get embalmed. They got embalmed in the area. No, Temple of the Dog.
Oh, you meant a group. Okay.
In
They meant an area.
No, they wound up in Temple of the Dog. So Chris Cornell, after the death of Andrew Wood, who was his friend and his roommate, Chris wanted to write some songs about him and have like a catharsis. And he got this guy, this young guitar slinger named Mike McCready, who had a little bit of Jimi Hendrix vibe in his playing. And he got two of the guys from Mother Love Bone, Stone Gossard and Jeff Ament, and he brought them together with his own drummer from Soundgarden, Matt Cameron, and they made Temple of the Dog. Temple of the Dog was not ever a band, and they only did that one album. They never had any intention of having any other album. That is an album dedicated to Andrew Wood.
And was that the one with I'm going hungry?
Going hungry! Yes.
Love it.
and say hello to heaven, heaven. Yes. And Eddie Vedder came up and did the vocals for Hunger Strike, and Pearl Jam formed right after that.
Nice.
So you go from Mother Love Bone to Temple of the Dog to Pearl Jam.
Wow. Temple
Temple of the Dog is not on here, but Chris Cornell solo is, right? Mother Love Bone is on here with a beautiful, beautiful
There's a lot
song.
of great songs on here.
Clo Dancer, Crown of Thorns. But not everyone on here is from the Seattle area.
Interesting.
Any follow-up questions?
What's our next swing?
All right, so our next swing right here, which we got at Three Sisters Provisions in Cohasset Village.
We have a short on that.
We do have a shot on that, and it's this is Lighthouse Keeper's Cherry Pepper Shark Bait Hot Sauce, and it's a small batch from Sandy Neck Beach, Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod, one of my favorite places in the world.
All right. Which one am I doing?
It's the
Not
one that's
So
got
Red?
the peppery sauces on
Oh,
there.
it is that one.
Yeah. But don't
Okay.
get any on your
Okay, no worries.
your stuff there. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
have any Tide sticks.
No Tide sticks.
Not tonight. Sorry again for munching in your ear.
Me too, sort of. So much so that I'm going to take a second bite.
Remember, we came here to eat too.
Eat the meat.
Such a treat.
All right. So certainly not as hot as the jalapeno business.
This is only for flavor. This doesn't really have any kind of hotness to it. I would say a 1, if that.
It's a 1. So a 1, and then the previous one, jalapeno business, was her 4, my
Oh, yeah.
3. Speaking of Flava, I'd love to have Flava Flav on our show. He'd be so much fun. Yeah, boy!
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm not a fan of Flavor Flav.
Guess you're saving your fireworks for the 4th of July, huh? Well, Flavor Flav is a very good person. He's the one who, after the women won the hockey championship in the Olympics, he's the one who hosted them. He paid for their entire
Oh, wow.
celebration. So, anyway, long story short.
Flavor Flav.
Yep. So, so let's move on to this. So, the one band that is not on this soundtrack is Nirvana. Now,
Which is crazy.
it is crazy. I mean, it stands out like a sore thumb that they're not there since the other big three are.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, Cameron Crowe tried to get his hands on Nirvana, but they were just too big at the time. They had just signed with Geffen Records, and they were about to explode, and it just never worked out. But, you know, it's still important to note that Nirvana was, for a time, the biggest band out of the Seattle grunge movement. So let's remind you a little bit of Nirvana right now. Typical Kurt Cobain, not wanting the spotlight on him, turning away. You know, he was anti-celebrity, and honestly, that's how the whole Seattle region was when everybody came up there knocking on the door and saying, "We want to sign you." They were literally giving $200,000 to $500,000 advances to bands that hadn't even played on a stage yet. Oh, you're a grunge band? well, yeah, we're a band. And then they would basically just hand the money and make them go make a record, and then they would go nowhere because they just believed, basically the monster believed that they could just keep churning the machine and make money off of these bands.
Well, what was that documentary that we watched? Because that was what they were talking about, is how some of these they were just kids. They weren't ready for this.
Yeah, it's hype. The documentary is hype. I think it's on, you can find it on multiple streaming sources, but I do know that it's on Prime. But that's a great documentary. It came out in 1996 about, the well of music that was in Seattle and the way it started to bubble up, and then the aftermath after Kurt Cobain's passing. It is very much as if grunge died when Kurt Cobain died,
What year was that?
It was actually, the anniversary was the other day, unfortunately. It was April 5th, 1994.
Wow. Okay.
And then, strangely enough, 8 years later, Lane Staley, lead singer to Alice in Chains, would die on April 5th as well. Yep. It was an unfortunate time. There's been a lot of losses in grunge. Chris Cornell, Lane Staley. I mentioned Andrew Wood. We've really only got Eddie. Eddie's like, oh, I'm still alive. That's why he's singing it like that, because he's so happy that he's here. Everybody else is gone, and it's really sad. It's a total bummer. You got too much joy out of that. But that being said, I will say that the live performances in the movie are just really good live performances. You've got,
Hot.
What's that?
I'm sorry, I'm getting hot.
It's the sauce. It's
last one
the
was
hot sauce. Well, that's a mighty nice looking sweater you got there, lady.
Thank you. I'm trying to be a little grungy.
A little grungy?
Just a little bit.
It works.
Thanks.
Beautiful as ever.
Thank you.
So, going back to death in Seattle, the embalmment. No.
The embalming of Seattle.
The embalming of Seattle. She's mad that they took her hair metal bands. We'll be doing plenty of hair metal on this show. You know that. And I love it
Sebastian Bach.
Yep.
2 episodes prior. Episode 7 was Skid Row. Mm-hmm. We saw Sebastian Bach a couple weeks ago in New Hampshire.
Yep. All right, great. So what I want to do next is I want to show them, and we're going to take a moment here. When you think, if you only know grunge through the big 4 or maybe 4 other bands like Screaming Trees and Mudhoney, yeah, that's what I'm going to show you right now. So basically Mudhoney.
I never heard of them before.
Oh yeah, Mudhoney, the Melvins, Malfunction, Green River, Skinyard, was it 7 Year Bitch? These bands were like more punk. They were dirty. They were like street punk. They were garage bands. When that was really grunge, okay? So Mark Arm, the lead singer of the band Mudhoney, he had this band called Ep and the Calculations, and they were in the early 80s. And he was being interviewed by someone. He's like, yeah, our band, Ep and the Calculations, we're just pure grunge, pure dirt, pure shit. And so the word grunge for some reason stuck, and it stuck around underneath the music for almost a decade. And the word got used again by, I think, one of the guys who owns Sub Pop Records, which is the indie label that helped break a lot of these bands. He had used the word grunge again and said, Mark Arm. And so Mark Arm, I think, at this point, hopefully embraces it. But yeah, so grunge to me, it's the city, it's the style, it's the sound.
It's the vibe.
Yeah, and some people would say, well, grunge includes Smashing Pumpkins, Candlebox, maybe even Blind Melon. But it does for some people, and it's completely the opposite for other people. It's kind of loose because it really was a time, right?
So
it was a time in an area.
Did the grunge bands sing about certain things more than other genres? Like, was it based around?
Yeah, I mean, the topics were certainly much darker. You're from a rainy, dreary Pacific Northwest city that has its certain level of poverty and drug abuse, right? But a lot of the bands were
Not
singing.
much vitamin D.
No, a lot of bands were singing about their, their disenchantment, right? That's where they came from, and they all hated most hair metal. These kids were the ones that actually loved like punk in the 70s, and that's why in grunge you hear everything from like Nirvana's basically close to punk. Alice in Chains has a lot of Black Sabbath riffs. Soundgarden had a lot of Led Zeppelin in them. Pearl Jam would become kind of a jam band, like a rock jam band, but you gotta say that wasn't one sound. Those are 4 bands with arguably 3 different genres of rock, and yet they were called the Big Four of grunge, right?
Yeah.
So
You know all about it. It's amazing. I love hearing about it. And like I said, I never really knew much about it until you. And then we watched this movie the other night. I saw it when it first came out, but I didn't really remember much of it. But it really does, gosh, it brings me back. It brings me back to that time period. And
Yep.
no cell phones, no internet. People met each other organically, right?
yep. People would embalm
Pay
together.
phones and meeting out at a local restaurant or cafe. Like, it's just, that's all kind of gotten lost, It was a very special time.
I know. Now you've just got people that like sit in their living rooms and make, YouTube Videos, yeah.
But I did want to bring out, this is from that era, a Polaroid camera.
Oh, that's so cool. And that's not one of those cheap remakes that just
No.
came out and is all over Amazon. That's
No.
the real deal.
So yeah, so remember this. I don't think we dared do selfies, honestly, because we probably got like a chin or whatever. So there was no such thing as selfies. This was like getting other things, other people, and you didn't like it? Oh well, it was out there forever.
Yeah, and think about it. You take it out and you put it down.
And then you shake
wait,
it.
And you wait.
And you wait for it to
It's like,
develop. That was so
oh
fun.
no, I need another one.
You know what I came across the other day?
What?
Was a drive-through Dunkin' Donuts that I swear to you was one of those little photo shops. Because remember how they were kind of small and narrow?
Oh, yeah.
And you would
Yeah,
drive
yeah.
through, you would hand in your actual camera negative roll.
Yeah, like the 1 hour photo.
Yes, I swear it was one of those. And now it's just a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through. It's called Dunkin' Donuts Express. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts Express is becoming a big thing now. People got to go.
But I remember those little photo developing drive-throughs used to be like in the middle or towards the end of most parking lots of like a Kmart or
Yeah.
a Zayas or
Zayers, oh my God.
My God, I'm dating myself.
So very 90s. Speaking of 90s, obviously, Chris Cornell is very near and dear to my heart, and there's certainly going to be at least one episode on him.
Oh, absolutely.
And I want to show you a clip of Chris Cornell in the movie Singles with Bridget Fonda and Matt Dillon right here. This scene cracks me up. What we don't show you in that scene is when the car starts to bounce because, what's his name? Matt Dillon, his character, he winds up putting the volume up so loud that the windows break in the car. And then Chris Cornell just kind of turns, walks back up the stairs. But Chris Cornell, the performance by Soundgarden in this movie is incredible. Chris is singing at the top of his lungs one of the earlier Soundgarden songs, Birth Ritual. We're actually going to show you that right now.
Wow.
Incredible.
Pretty talented, yep.
And my God, the way that guy's built, it's like he didn't even work out and he has this perfect body. I hate him. I love him, actually. I love Chris Cornell. And you know what? While we're on the live videos from the movie, let's show you this clip of Alice in Chains playing, I forget what song they're playing, but you're about to see it. And the thing is, if you see the way Lane Staley is just like, he's prowling, he just owns that stage. Man, he was special too. Here we go.
There was Screaming, sweat, and bare feet to the floor.
Great sound. You could tell that those were live performances. Those
Yep,
were not dialed in
absolutely.
at all. I visited Seattle 24 years ago for a
Wow.
long weekend. I absolutely loved that
How was the
city.
weather?
It was sunny and 75
Really?
to 80. Yeah, and it's, I think the thing is, I think Boston probably gets just as much rain as
Really?
Seattle. Yeah, it gets foggy up there. It's a fishing community. Obviously, they have a very similar. It's a lot like Maine. So if you took like a city like Boston and you plopped it where Portland, Maine is, it's got that same Maine
Interesting.
vibe, but on the West Coast. But it's got big city vibe like Boston as well. But it's an incredible area. I certainly want to go someday and visit the Museum of Pop Culture and Chris Cornell's statue.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely.
Right outside the Space Needle.
And don't they have the houses that float on the water there? Don't they have like little boat houses?
We might have to check that out because I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Do you remember Sleepless in Seattle?
Yes, of course. And if you saw it in that, then it exists.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
still have that there. So we need to ask you, put in the comments, what is your favorite grunge band? What is your favorite song on the single soundtrack? All right. So listen, we're gonna down this wing, and while we're chomping on it, we're gonna show you the band Mudhoney playing while we're chomping on these wings, and then we're gonna come back with our reactions.
Gonna give you, girl, everything I got. Touch me, I'm sick.
So what's happening? How are you feeling about this last wing?
What's the name of this one?
This is from Pepper Palace, our friends
Peppa Palace.
up where?
Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
But where are they located initially? Not India, not Africa, but Tennessee.
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 Strained Brain, which sounds like it could be the name of a mid-'80s Seattle band,
Yeah.
is from Pepper Palace. They make it. It's one of their hottest. I will say,
Oh.
I would give this an 8.
Let me get my stuff ready over here.
Yeah, this is an 8.
I always scrounge the cabinets to see what I can pull out that will help me in my hour of pain.
Maybe it's a 7. What do you
Oh,
think?
you tried it already?
We ate it together.
I haven't done it yet.
What the hell?
Oh, wait, let me catch up.
We just did the wing, and then we went to the Mudhoney song, and then we came back with our...
No.
You ate the second wing twice? Did you just pretend? What happened during that time?
We didn't talk about the hot sauce yet.
We talked about the jalapeno business.
Yeah. But we didn't
talked about
talk about the
Lighthouse.
third hot one before you went to Mudhoney. So I'm not going to just eat it.
No, I said we're going to start with the wing, and then we're going to go to the Mudhoney video and come back with our reactions to the wing. Clearly you didn't understand
I
that.
can't follow instructions.
Oh my God. Here's the Fleetwood Mac menu from several episodes ago. Pick your favorite song. Pick your favorite song.
All right. So now I'm alone in this venture.
You're alone in this venture.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go. That was a pretty good bite. Mm-hmm. Did you get a lot of the hot sauce in that bite? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna drink my radioactive drink.
That's a I think it's a 7, maybe an 8.
That's a really big lip one. That one hits the lips.
I'm feeling it in my throat.
So for me, it was the back of my throat for a very short spell, and then my lips.
I have some grapes. Want some grapes?
Are they wrathy ones? They look wrathy to me. Oof.
Grape.
I'm good now. Thank you.
Well, I brought over other stuff, but you know what? I'm so proud of myself. I don't feel like I need it.
She doesn't need it, but she finally eat it, and we are
gonna
gonna
beat
beat
it.
it. So thanks so much for joining us for the single soundtrack, the Talk About Grunge I'm John,
And I'm Lisa.
and we are Spinning Flames.
Spin